Malcolm Butler signs back with the Patriots yesterday, a reunion that nobody saw coming. I think that was even maybe a surprise to the team that Malcolm Butler was even available to come back or wanted to come back after he retired last year. What was your initial impression? How do you feel about it? Do you think it moves the needle at all for the Patriots moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty surprised. I guess I was more surprised Monday when they had him in for the meeting, right? You're not going to have him in for the meeting if you're not seriously contemplating signing him. That was really the big shock when they got the deal done. The money stands out a little bit, 2 years, $9 million. I'm guessing most of that is in bonuses and incentives and not guaranteed. More so the 2 years. This is a guy who just retired, who now is looking at a multi-year deal. I don't think they'd structure his deal like this if there wasn't a chance he would play 2 years, right? I think that there's at least a shot that he hangs around here. Low risk, high reward. I mean, I can't imagine they're giving him too much guaranteed money. I don't know that he necessarily gives them a top of the depth chart corner, but if he can be your third corner, your rotational corner, if he can maybe mix in and play some safety, he gives you a veteran in what is a very, very young room and is going to be a very, very young room. I think that's big. And the other thing I wonder is if they can bury the hatchet, because I don't know that it was uglier between anybody besides the Patriots and Gilmore in Butler. If they can bury the hatchet, and the Patriots bury the hatchet with Stephon Gilmore, because it sounds like the market's not out there that he was expecting. If he's going to have to come back on a 1-year prove-it deal, what better place to prove it than, in the scheme with the coaching staff that he's proved it before? So, if you're suddenly looking at hypothetically Gilmore, Butler, Mills, and a top 60 pick, it's not horrible. I don't know that it's better than what he had last year with J.C. Jackson, but that's something, right? And then you had Devin on the back end, Jonathan Jones in the slot. It's not amazing, but it's capable. It's capable. So, yeah, I don't see how you can't like this move. I don't think their corner issues are anywhere close to solved by making the move, but I still think it's a good move.
Yeah, I like the move too. Like you said, it doesn't solve all of their problems, but it's a depth option, and I feel like corner in a lot of ways for the Patriots is starting to resemble the same issue that they have at wide receiver, which is they have numbers 2 through 5 on the cornerback depth chart, but they don't have number 1, right? So in a lot of ways, by bringing in Butler, by bringing in Terrence Mitchell, by having a guy like Jalen Mills already in-house, and then Jonathan Jones coming back from the injury, now at corner, they feel like if you add a Stephon Gilmore back in, if you add a first-round pick back in, now all of a sudden that room has started to fill out a little bit more. So the biggest issue that I see with Gilmore is that, one, I think this is more money than it is relationships, right? I don't think that this is necessarily about friction between Belichick and Gilmore or anything like that. I think this is more a money situation on whether or not Stephon Gilmore is willing to take what the Patriots have to offer him, or at least are willing to offer him. If he's willing to take that 1-year prove-it deal because his contract's not out there, then I'm all for it. Anybody would be all for it. I don't think that the fragile relationship or the fractured egos in that equation are necessarily a factor. But the problem is that teams like the Raiders, now there's reports out there that the Kansas City Chiefs are also interested in Stephon Gilmore. It sounds like he's got some suitors that are going to push up the cash a little bit. And are the Patriots going to go double digits for him?
Let's remember what the report was regarding Kansas City. They said they're interested if his market comes down.
Right.
If Stephon Gilmore, if he's not going to get what he wants and he needs, again, that 1-year prove-it deal, do you want to go play in the AFC West against Mike Williams and Keenan Allen and Devontae Adams and all those guys? Right. Or do you want to come to the AFC East, which, again, is still a good division, but I don't know that they have quite the firepower, and you're also in a more comfortable system if you're Gilmore. So I'm still not ruling it out. I still can't rule it out.
I wouldn't rule anything out. After we saw Malcolm Butler come back, you really can't rule absolutely anything out.
That's basically the point of this take for me, is that if Butler's coming back, anything is on the table. Anything is on the table. The real reunion, though, they need to work on is Trey Flowers. But anyway.
Yeah, so with Trey Flowers, I think the biggest thing that I've heard about that is that he ended the season on injured reserve, and then he was waived with an injury designation by the Detroit Lions. So a lot of the time when these types of things happen, when they want to start getting on free agent visits and bringing guys in and for tryouts, he's got to be healthy to come on a visit and try out for the Patriots, right? So I think the slow-moving market for Trey Flowers is related to the fact that he's not fully healthy. So I heard like a similar situation with Jason McCourty, for example, who had a foot surgery last season and is still recovering, not 100%. They're going to revisit, not saying the Patriots, but just Jason McCourty's camp is going to revisit his free agent market coming in May, like right after the draft. So I think the same thing could happen with Trey Flowers, that once he's 100% healthy, then maybe you see his market start to move a little bit faster.